Practice, we're just at a point where we're dinged up and physically worn down. We use it basically to walk through corrections from the previous game and then walk through some formations and different sets and adjustments for the opponents. So we only went about 20 minutes, offense, defense separated, and got a couple of quick corrections, got a little bit of a look at Tennessee. But a very light practice tonight.
Can you just kind of speak to the injuries? I mean, we saw D. Ford, Anthony Swain down in the return. Can you speak to some of those guys?
Everybody's out there. We're going to get a little bit further. You know, our flow in the week, we practice a little bit on Sunday. Monday's a day off. And we get a lot better report from the trainer on Mondays as to the status of their practice situation. And I hate to get, I don't think I'm being too far. I don't think anybody's going to be out. We'll have some limited practice, but I really don't think we'll know until we get a report tomorrow after treatments on Monday. And we'll see who's ready to go on Tuesday practice.
Ellis, can you describe what exactly happened on that Anthony Swain play? Like you went down there.
I had no idea. I was up, I'm in the press box. All we were looking for, we were looking at a bench for personnel, and I did not see it, frankly. Once I graded the film, he got rolled up over on the sideline and was slow getting up, and that's all I could see.
But he was okay at practice tonight?
He's a little sore. He's like about 8 of them. You know, they're strained, sprained, bruised. D's bruised knees, Anthony bruised knee. We had 2 ankles. Knock on wood. Wish y'all quit asking about injuries. That's the first time we got through a game and not had somebody that won't play next week.
How much have you seen in Tennessee?
I have looked at a lot of film. Very well executing team. They've had a quarterback situation. It seems like this keeps happening to us. Right before we played Mississippi State, they had a change in quarterbacks. They've had a change in quarterbacks. They're running the same offense, a little different player, different skill set. It's hard to tell how much they've changed as far as how much they're going to throw and run, but he did a very good job for them last week for the most part in Missouri. So I know he's a freshman, but he had a couple of really good runs on the zone read. And their offense has a little similarity to ours. We're getting back into a little bit more of a one-back offense and then a 2-back using the tight ends, a 2-back, sort of some formation like that. It'd be very, very different than Arkansas.
Now let's talk about Javi Mitchell stepping in and making a couple plays for you last night.
Yeah, well, Javi starts on our what we call our true goal line package, and we had 2 snaps of it, and that's the way goal line package is sort of like, you hardly ever play it, but when you do, it's got to be played right. And boy, he made 2 great plays out there. The first one especially, the first try, he came over the top. He didn't hit that running back. I don't know if he had scored in the end zone. And then the second one, he fit up on him and was primary tackle on that one too. Our front did a really good job of creating some penetration, and I just thought Chris did a good job taking on the lead. But Javi made 2 really good tackles there. And that was really the only 2 plays that he got to play, and both of them were excellent.
How has he progressed as far as on defense?
He's doing better. In defense of him, I've moved him from Will to Mike a couple of times. Got him late in the spring, and he got a concussion. Missed some practice time there. Didn't have a very good summer. He had some stomach issues and lost some weight. So he's kind of been behind the curve. But over the last couple of 3 weeks, he's really begun to catch on and start to make progress. It's just hard to play 6 linebackers. And so right now, I hadn't really gotten past that second rotation. But he has really improved, and I feel very comfortable if that put him in a game. I think they also said he did some really good stuff on special teams.
What happened, especially that third quarter? It seemed like there were a lot of the defensive guys said they just kind of started making mistakes out there when they allowed the 2 scores and 2 long drives.
The majority of it was just formation adjustment. They've been a lot more. Their formations didn't change, but what they've been doing is giving you a formation and checking on the sideline and getting to the best play. Kind of formulated our plan based on that, where we could play defense. If they checked, we were going to check. And so a lot of our stuff was built on that. They did more shifting and snapped the ball against us. A lot more formation movement. resetting tight ends, cross motion coming through the backfield, and the adjustments that we had sometimes weren't clean. And they were able to get our edge on the outside runs, and a couple of inside runs sometimes weren't gapped up right. But it's just a really tough adjustment for us on a lot of formation movements, what caused most of it. I thought we were just really close. Bunch of third downs, we're right there on them. They made some good throws and catches. We had a penalty on 1 3rd down. We're coming off the field, we got a penalty. It's not on film, it's out of the frame. Just some things like that kept them on the field and kept the drive alive. We're having opportunities to get off the field that we're missing. We had 10 possessions. We get 3 takeaways. We get a goal line stand. We give up 1 touchdown from 13 yards out. So we give up 1 touchdown drive the whole night. But there's too many plays in between there that we're just not real clean on. I thought we had a decent week of practice, but I thought we did not do a good job handling formation adjustment during the game.
Ellis, that first half might have been the biggest disparity in time of possession you guys have faced this season. Just comment on the challenge that presents when you're dealing with rotating personnel, particularly in the secondary where you're already thin, and just what can you use from this game going forward in such a situation?
Most of it, part of it is we're not getting ourselves off the field on a limited number of plays. Like I just said, we got some 3rd down opportunities that were there. Now, a couple of them 3rd and shorts. They're going to convert the majority of those. And then offensively, whether we were punting or whether we were scoring, we never had very many plays in the series. I think one time we had a 3-and-out touchdown. Maybe had 2 of those in the first half. Those are good. I mean, you got the touchdown, heck, you take it. But as far as making adjustments on the sideline and those type things, it makes it difficult if you're 3 and out. But I did not realize how distorted it was until I came back up in the press box and saw the halftime stats, because it didn't seem like it was that much. We're outscoring them and we're keeping them off the board, so you really don't notice it. And frankly, from a conditioning standpoint, it hasn't bothered us at all. It does concern me a little bit in the secondary. We're getting dinged up. We've gotten down now to where we're about to got 6 to play 4. And those 4 deep guys. It's hurt our dime package a little bit with losing Josh. But every week that we have to get it cleaned up without him, players are getting better and better at what they're doing. So far it has not been an issue. As long as you're scoring points, it doesn't matter.
What's Nosa been giving you here these last few weeks, moving inside now?
He kind of moved into that starting role about 3 games ago. And he's just been a lot more consistent than everybody else. And it hadn't been that they're playing poorly. But he's a little undersized for in there, but technique-wise, he's very good. Assignment-wise, he's always there where he's supposed to be. And he just was playing and performing and getting a little bit better production, so he earned that starting spot. He's played very solid for us.
How valuable is a guy like that? Because he also stepped out and played some in last night, too. Having a guy that can do both those things.
Oh, yeah, that helps a lot. Kenny Carter's done the same thing. Nosa's really, I think, had an outstanding year.
Looked like Carter played pretty well last night.
I'm sorry.
Ken Carter.
Yeah.
He played pretty well.
I think he did have a good game. And, one guy that didn't show up real big in the stats, but I thought played extremely physical up front with Blackson. You got what you call terminators and you got determinators. A lot of times he was the determinator. He kind of forced the play to end up where it was, with penetration and disruption. Didn't have a lot of sexy stats, but he played really good inside.
Ellis, the success of this team in the red zone just continues. Is there anything that you've been able over the course of the season to put your finger on why that is, why they play so well?
I really can't say of any one thing. I think probably, you have to go back. These players have played in pressure situations. They've played pretty well every week. Come from behind wins, red zone defense. 3rd down defense was not good the other night, but it has been. We've been in some situations where we get long drives and end up stepping up and making a play. So when their back's against the wall, they've played with a lot of poise and toughness. I think that's part of it. We do spend a lot of time in the red zone in practice and on goal line. We put probably 20 minutes a week on plays inside the 12-yard line. And I think what that does, it gives a player a little bit more feeling of confidence when they're in that situation that they can handle it. And that field zone is you don't want to be there very often, but that can be an advantage to you when you limit that field and players learn how to use that to their advantage.
Ellis, what's your reaction as a coach when you hear television commentators and all kind of calling out a player for, faking an injury or something like that, because that was kind of the big, storyline after that, after Swain went down.
I don't know, man. I don't pay much attention to it. I think we're doing time on ESPN now. So, I mean, who knows? That's just, sports is a different thing now. I mean, college football is one of the biggest industries in America now. And there are a lot of people making a living off of it that are not players or coaches. So, I mean, that's what you're going to have. And, it's just part of it. The ever-growing audience, bigger stadiums. You got to realize about 40% of them they're not football players and they never played the game. And they're there for entertainment. So, I haven't paid much attention to it.
Ellis, I know Jonathan Ford was dealing with a family emergency last week. When was it determined that he was going to make the trip, and then is that situation cleared up now, or?
I don't know a lot about the situation. His mom was very sick, and he got to go home and visit her. He missed some practice, but he got back and was able to work with the team. Hopefully that's a source of support for him and comfort for him to be back here with his friends. And we're keeping his family in prayer and hoping his mom's going to continue to do better.
So is she still in the hospital?
I don't know.